Good day, everybody. Happy Friday. I hope that everyone had a good week. I'm Kathy. Welcome to the May 30th chat. I'm going to start with an important bit of information. A few weeks ago, I mentioned about going to a Fiber Fest happening tomorrow, May 31st, in Fergus, Ontario. Jeff and I are not going to be able to make it there. We are both feeling under the weather. Actually, everybody in the house isn't feeling well. And although we will do some traveling this summer, it won't be this weekend to Fergus. I wanted to be sure to let you know. That said, there will still be some yarn to see in the future video. Just unfortunately not hand-dyed festival yarn. Spin Right has a sale this weekend. It is happening on their Facebook event page. You have to click on the discussion area of the event to see what is available and to see how to order the yarn. I'm sure that there will be lots of people ordering blanket yarn from there, and it might take a while before my yarn gets here. I will be sure to show it on the channel when it arrives. A hint, I did not get any of the blanket yarn, and what I did get, I thought was a little bit of yarn because it was amazing prices. So, of course, yarn events, going to craft sales and fiber festivals are some of my favorite things. And that got me thinking about 2024 and what were some of my favorite things that I shared with you last year. One for sure was the Christmas in July 2024, when Diane from My Pink Bathtub and I exchanged gifts and had so much fun bringing holiday fun in the middle of the summer. And this year, Diane invited Judy from Judy's Creations in Crochet and I to exchange gifts again in 2025. The three of us will have fun times to share with you and gifts and who knows what else on all three channels throughout the month of July. I hope that you will subscribe to Judy and Diane if you have not already, so that you won't miss any of their fun. And another thing that I remember from last year, Romi Hill is hosting another mystery knit-along. Last year, I knit my very first ever lace shawl. And I'm taking on the challenge again this year to knit my second ever mystery lace shawl. These knit-alongs are great as they come with weekly lives every Friday that explain how to do the stitches, and the pattern gives an option to use fingering weight or sport weight yarn. This year's mystery is called Funston. This week I tried so many times with fingering weight to complete clue number 1. Oh, how I tried. And now I decided to stay with the sport weight yarn again this year. Who knows, maybe by next year's mystery knit along I will be ready for fingering weight yarn too. For anyone who is new, maybe take a minute to grab a cup of tea or coffee and your yarn. These Friday videos are usually 10 to 15 minutes. It's a place to visit and to share. Now, before I get a start on showing the finished items, a reminder to get pictures for the Something New Make-Along slideshow to me by the end of day today, May 30th, or if you are seeing this video on Saturday morning, you could still send the picture in. I won't be starting to make the slideshow until Saturday afternoon. So, and if you have sent an email and have not heard a reply from me, please email me again, as I always do reply back when I see your email or your comments. First, let's start with a different pattern that I found, something that will keep the neck and shoulders warm and is a nice thing to tuck inside one's coat. I made it to match a hat that I made earlier this year. The hat was one of the things I made for the January Something New make-along. It is the cotton candy beanie hat designed by Sandy Clark at Crochet. This pattern is available on Etsy. And to make the neck warmer, which I haven't tied in my end yet, I used Ice Yarn Saver 100% Draylon acrylic. It took 100 grams or 165 meters, so I could make 2 of these with this skein of yarn. I used a 7mm and a 6.5mm hooks, which was significantly larger hook size than the pattern called for, and I started with 56 chains. The pattern is the Victorian collar neck warmer. It's by Esther York, and I purchased this on Ravelry from Esther's Crochet Nook Ravelry store. Here, I think I'll try. Next, a few more finished items for the month. An update about Laura's Wednesday Wipeout and the washcloths I've been making during May. Each week I try to make the one that Laura chose on the previous Wednesday slideshow. The ones that I made this month are Summer Rose, Popcorn, which the pattern did call for the words popcorn to be put across here, but I didn't actually do that on mine. Sunny Day, Sunflower in a Circle, and the last one was Retro Ripple. This one was designed for crochet cotton, but I just went ahead and used regular, I think it was Premier Home cotton that I used for this one. Wondering if you have a favorite of those 5. You could let me know in the comments if you've got a favorite. All of these patterns are in the Annie's crochet book called A Year of Dishcloths. If you'd like to see the slideshows, to see everyone's beautiful washcloths every Wednesday, Laura has a video about it. Her channel is Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming Channel. And now, and for the chapter title of the week, this week the title is Find Your Voice. Now, I read what Carrie had in this chapter, and like many weeks, I have some extra things that I thought of to add to what she said. And what I thought of is, first, that everyone is creative, not just those who think they are creative. Also, 2 people who make the same pattern will bring something of themselves to it, whether it is the colors they chose, or the tension of their stitches, or the yarn they decide to use. And also, it is possible to include multiple types of creativity into what we do with yarn. Some examples: writers can embroider words onto their finished item, or can use color work to put a special word or image into an item. Yarn can be used like a paint palette to make pictures. Some people listen to music when they create, and that becomes part of what they're making. These are my insights after I thought about what Carrie wrote in this week's chapter about finding our creative voices. One of the first really significant gifts that I created was a piece of jewelry that I made for a friend. I used the nicest materials that I could find and let her know that I tried my best to think of her while making it. I didn't want to put myself into what I was making. I learned much that day when she said to me, "Oh, Kathy, it is impossible to create without putting yourself into what you are creating." That is what I try to remember when I'm making something, whether it is a simple meal for my family or something that I'm making with yarn or putting words on a page. All of it is sharing oneself. Whether it turns out as I imagined or whether I decide to frog it and try again, the process is what matters most. To me, finding the creative voice is just staying aware of what one is doing. Simply sharing. Oh, and if you would ever want to find a copy of this book to read Carrie's perspective about these 30 ways to ignite creativity and the little spark, I typed a few places in the description box of where you can find a copy if you'd like. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here, for sharing in your comments, and for leaving your thumbs. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Enjoy your crochet. Enjoy your knitting. And I hope to see you this coming Monday.